Greetings, PlayStation adepts! Sony has revealed which games will be added to the PS Plus Extra and Deluxe catalog in April. Subscribe to the channel, give us a like, and now you'll find out which games will be added and which will be removed. The first game that will be added to the PS Plus Extra catalog in April is Hogwarts Legacy. The game is set in the late 19th century and tells the story of the students of Hogwarts School. The player is allowed to set the appearance of his character, choose the faculty at Hogwarts, attend classes at the School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, and explore the open world, consisting of locations known from the films, such as the Forbidden Forest, Hogsmeade Village, Slant Lane, and of course Hogwarts Castle. And as the game progresses, the locations will visually change depending on the time of year. Thanks to the lessons, the character will learn how to cast various magic spells, brew potions, tame magical creatures, and master other combat abilities. Congratulations to those who waited for this game to be released on PS Plus. It's a great project to try out on a subscription. The next game that will be added to the subscription is called Blueprints. I'd like to point out that Blueprints has an average rating of 92 on Metacritic, and it's called the best puzzle game of recent years. In this game, which combines elements of strategy and puzzle, players have to explore a mysterious mansion with constantly changing rooms in order to get to the legendary Room 46. Each door determines your path, decisions affect the story, and the layout of the rooms changes as dawn breaks. It is necessary to plan your route in advance, because some rooms can disappear forever, and the tools found in them will help you solve the puzzles, but after dawn they will also disappear, leaving only the key items for the plot. Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, Tape 2 will also be added to the catalog from release day. This is a sequel to the story adventure from the authors of Life is Strange, the first episode of which is also available in PS Plus Extra. The events take place 27 years later. The heroines meet again to deal with the past, which again makes itself known. Players are waiting for flashbacks from the 90s, more interactivity, dialogues, and plot developments. The new game in the catalog will be Battlefield 1. It is a first-person shooter dedicated to the First World War. The game conveys a dark and destructive era with trench battles, cavalry attacks, the first tanks and biplanes. There is a story campaign divided into several lines, dedicated to different countries involved in the war. And also multiplayer, which is still alive. There is a lot of people playing. And after the distribution in PS Plus will be even more. In April, EA Sports PGA Tour will be added to the PS Plus Extra catalog. Sony clearly likes to give PlayStation Plus games to a narrow audience. And by and large, it's even good because for a small amount of money, you can try something unusual. PGA Tour, just such a series, is a golf in which you can relax and send the ball from hole to hole. Here, you don't need super reaction, you don't need to pump weapons, solve puzzles, or follow the intricacies of the plot. You just sit and play. By the way, you can do it not only alone, but also in cooperative, up to 4 people on one couch or online. Also, PlateUp. This cooperative game allows you to become the owner of a restaurant and manage it, including cooking dishes, serving customers, designing the interior, improving the restaurant, and surviving under the pressure of ever-increasing complexity. And after bankruptcy, you get to start over, because it's a bagel. Deluxe and premium subscribers will also have access to survival horror, Alone in the Dark 2, and Beat 'em Up War of the Monsters. Write in the comments how you like the addition, and I'll tell you about the games that will leave the subscription on 15th April. The first game leaving the subscription in April is Kena Bridge of Spirits, arguably one of the most beautiful games with cartoonish graphics, but don't let that fool you. Behind that beauty and big eyes hides a harsh game with tough battles. The main character named Kenna is a spirit guide and helps the dead to rest in peace, and assist her in this cute Helper's Rotten, which as the passage becomes more and more. The main task of Kena is to uncover the secrets of the lost settlement and stop the spoil that spreads throughout the neighborhood. On 15th April, Disco Elysium The Final Cut will leave the subscription. This is an isometric RPG where the main character is an alcoholic detective. The developers have created a world with a great level of freedom and variability of problem solving, and it depends only on the player whether the detective will become a light urban hero or a dark sadist, achieving his goal in any way. It is true that the game has a huge amount of text, which must be read in order to immerse yourself in the world and feel its atmosphere. In addition to talking and exploring the world, you can dance, sing karaoke, write poetry, use drugs, and create your own image. The next game to leave the subscription is Slay the Spire. This is a card game where the goal is to collect your deck of cards and climb to the top of the tower. Combat is turn-based. Each turn the player gets 5 cards from the deck and uses them at his discretion. Enemies in the game are very diverse and have unique attacks, so you have to find an approach to each of them. During the races, you will be faced with a lot of randomly generated events, from cards and monsters to random rooms and encounters. At first glance, Slay the Spire may seem like complete crap, but it's actually a beautifully addictive game where I got lost for a great many hours. Also, leaving the subscription is Miasma Chronicles. It's a tactical RPG with turn-based combat and stealth tied in with positioning. The events of the game are set in a post-apocalyptic version of the United States, devastated by miasmas, mysterious forces that can transform or kill living things. The protagonist possesses a glove left behind by his mother that allows him to control the miasmas. He embarks on a journey through a devastated world to find his mother and learn more about the mysterious forces threatening his existence. Deliver Us Mars will leave the subscription service on April 15th. The events of this adventure game unfold 10 years after the completion of Fortuna's mission, which you may have learned about in Deliver Us the Moon. Humanity is on the verge of extinction, but suddenly a mysterious distress signal comes from Mars. The youngest astronaut on Earth, Katie Johansson, is sent to the Red Planet as part of the Zephyr crew to recover the arcs of the colonizers. The story of this game is closely intertwined with the events of the original game, but is independent. Therefore, it will be interesting both for those who are just starting their way in the world of Deliver Us and those who are already familiar with the moon. In April, Animal Well will be leaving the PS Plus Extra catalog. This pixelated Metroidvania game focuses on exploring locations in a mysterious and non-linear underground world filled with strange creatures and hidden secrets, solving puzzles and interacting with the environment. To advance, you need to use various items and mechanisms, as well as skillfully avoid enemies or use their unique features to solve puzzles. Also leaving the subscription in April will be Tales of Kenzera Zhao. This is a Metroidvania where the main character is a young shaman, Zhao. The hero's goal is to capture the spirits of 3 monsters as an offering to the death god Kalunga, who promises to resurrect his father. He has amazing abilities that allow him to transform his weapons and use various elements of the environment for battles and exploration. Zhao also has the ability to manipulate time and freeze his enemies. On April 15th, Stray Blade will be leaving the subscription service. This is an action-adventure game that will allow you to explore the ruins of a mysterious civilization and participate in fierce battles. Legends of the game say about the Lost Valley, where the great power is hidden, and the hero, together with his partner, needs to return order to this war-torn place. The dynamic and complex battles of Stray Blade are reminiscent of Souls-like games, where the player needs to study the enemy's attacks, dodge, and find the right moments for counterattacks. However, fighting here is still easier. In April, Nour Play With Your Food will leave the PS Plus Extra catalog. It's an unusual indie game that is an interactive simulator where players can interact with food, using it for creativity and fun. For example, set marshmallows on fire, create music using vegetables, decorate pizza, or just experiment with physics and visual effects. If any of these games are to your liking, get them on your console and play them. Access to them will close on April 15th. Play and win. See ya!